The book of Revelation, chapter 11, and verse 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. I'm going to start right there. I'm going to start off as always by giving all praise, all honor, all glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachah, Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach and who rule well, who taught us this truth through the power and spirit of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. And Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to the elect out there, whoever you might be. And shalom to the 144,000. All right. So it's the brother Amawan Padah, another lesson. And this is going to be in regards to current events, man. All right. Major events taking place in the earth and, regards to prophecy. Okay. And right here, the verse we started out with, Revelation 11 and 14, it says the second woe is past. It's talking about the second destruction. Because there was 3 woes, all right, written of in the scriptures. All right. World War I is mentioned. Okay. World War II, all right, is mentioned. That took place already. Okay. And we're waiting for the third war, man, the third destruction or world war. Okay. The Bible speaks of 3 different time periods of world war. And we're fastly approaching that third one. That's why it says, in the third woe cometh quickly. All right. So without further ado, let's get into some recent news. So here's a quick video clip, all right, from WEON, all right, news. It says Iran to strike Israel today. U.S. officials, that's what they're saying, man. Okay, because of that whole attack that went down over there in Damascus, they're talking about retaliatory actions. Let's go ahead and get into this video.
Some big news just coming in. Iran is reportedly prepared to launch an attack on Israel. Senior U.S. officials have said that Iran, in all likelihood, will attack Israel before the weekend. And that strike may also happen as soon as tonight. According to reports in Israeli media, Iran can launch missiles and drones today. The situation is clearly tense. Earlier, a U.S. official was quoted as saying that the attack on Israeli soil could come in the next 24 to 48 hours. The strike can now happen as early as tonight. The developments follow an attack by Israel on Iran's embassy in Syria's capital of Damascus. The attack had killed 7 people, including 2 Iranian generals. Following the deadly attack, Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Khamenei, had on Wednesday vowed to quote-unquote punish Israel.
All right, now I'm going to stop it right there for a quick second. All right, so Israel, or the state of Israel over there, those small hats over there stirring up the war, man, as prophesied. And it's not even them that's in control, man. It's the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua orchestrating all this, man. Because this is going according to biblical prophecy, whether they know it or not, okay? Let's get a quick precept on this. All right, here we have Isaiah 13 and verse 4. It says, the noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord Yahweh, Bashmi Yahushua of hosts, mustereth the host of the battle. Now the Lord, he's the Lord of hosts, man, meaning Lord of armies, okay? And everything works for his will. Okay, even these heathens, all right, he musters the host of heaven, all right, being the angels. They're going to be brought down to destroy Esau and these heathen nations as well. But he's also mustering these different countries, man, to battle, to fulfill prophecy. He's in total control of all this, man. Okay, one more, we'll get back to the video because they say some very interesting things. All right, Proverbs 21 and 1. The king's heart, all right, or his mind, is in the hand of the Lord Yahweh, Bashmi Yahushai. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. So these leaders, all right, of these different countries such as Iran, the state of Israel, the United States, all right, the people making decisions are being guided by spiritual forces in the heavens, man. All right, Yahweh Bashmi Yahushai. By the angels, man. He sends angels to work on the minds of these leaders, man, to fulfill his will. There's no escaping it, man. So we're watching that play out right now. Okay? Matter of fact, let's go back to the video.
Meanwhile, in response to intelligence reports that indicate an imminent attack by Iran, IDF chief was seen assessing the military readiness of Israeli forces amid heightened tensions. Now, for more on this, our correspondent Susan Teherani is joining us live from New York. Susan, what are you hearing from Washington at this moment?
Yeah, in a sign of how serious this issue is, we did learn that the commander of the U.S. Central Command moved up his trip to Israel to meet in person with IDF forces. We're also learning that the Defense Department is moving additional assets to the Middle East region to bolster regional deterrence efforts and increase force protection for U.S. forces. Now, it's important to note that these intelligence don't include an attack by Iran on U.S. forces. However, there is still concern because likely these attacks will be carried out, if they do, by Iranian proxies, and Tehran doesn't have complete control and command over these proxies, so U.S. troops may be caught in a fire as well. But we do know that President Biden is constantly being briefed. We also know that the United States has told its personnel at embassies in Israel to not move, for residents and U.S. Nationals to not move or travel away from Tel Aviv or Jerusalem.
Right. Susan, U.S. has also urged Iran through back channels, of course, to restrain from an attack. Could you detail these diplomatic relays in West Asia that's going on at the moment?
Okay, I'm going to pause it right there. So pretty much what's going on is they're afraid, or they're saying that there's going to be an imminent attack either in Israel, okay, or one of its, embassies or whatever somewhere, all right, in response to, those Israelis attacking that consulate in Damascus, man, the Iranian consulate in Damascus, okay? So that was an act of war, man, and these nations are being roused up. It's the Lord doing it, man, okay? The Lord is in control of all this that's happening right now. We've been telling you it was going to come like this, man. All right, things are moving quickly, man. People are worried about, goddamn summer and having a good time and shit. And meanwhile, war is being stirred up. Now, they've been talking about possible T attacks, man. So that's being brought up once again. And we also, I'll speak for myself. As a man, I believe that Esau could be orchestrating this or using this to his advantage to scare the shit out of you Americans. All right. And this could lead to the MOTB in a roundabout type of way. All right. The fear of domestic teas, here in the States. OK, they love to use that play, man. All right. We need to identify everybody because they could be possibly working for, Iran or whatever. They could be looking to carry out an attack in the U.S. You know what I'm saying? Like shit like that. All right. We'll see how it plays out. But that's just one of my, one of my thoughts on that. But let's play a little bit more of this.
Yeah, U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken has been in constant conversation not only with his Chinese and Saudi counterparts, but also his Turkish counterparts as well. We do know that Saudi Arabia recently reestablished diplomatic ties with Iran. Also, Turkey is a strong ally of Iran. And then, of course, China and Iran have grown closer together since the United States has imposed those sanctions against Iran for the last few years. So, to see whether or not Tehran would respond to these mediation efforts or not is one thing. But another thing is we have seen time and again that Iran hasn't directly planned to attack Israel or the United States in fear of a wider regional war and in fear that Israel would retaliate directly against Iran. So it seems that the intelligence that the United States and Israel have is that these attacks would be carried out by Iranian proxies. Nonetheless, it's concerning. It's the tense it's ever been in the last maybe few decades. And U.S. officials are...
You hear that? The most tense it's ever been. Salaki. in the last few decades, man. This is the time we're in, man. Okay? And we're warning you, Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, to prepare, man, spiritually, and turn back to your Creator, man, Yahweh, being the Heavenly Father, in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, all right, and Yeshua and all those other names. His true name is one name, and it's Yahweh Shai, man. That is the Savior of Israel. That is your way of salvation out of what's coming, man. All right, get ready for the draft, man. All this stuff is getting ready to happen, man. All right, it's gonna happen fast too. Okay, while you're worried about, enjoying your spring and summer, man, war is being prepared, man. Mass death and destruction is coming, man. Okay, but yeah, things are ramping up. The third woe cometh quickly.
Concerned.
All right, Susan, thank you for getting us all those updates from New York. Obviously, whenever developments happen, we will be coming back to you. Now, just a few moments ago, the United States National Security Council spokesperson issued a statement during a briefing that U.S. is watching Iran closely over its threat to retaliate against Israel and is taking the matter very seriously.
I would just say that we're watching this very, very closely. We still deem the potential threat by Iran here to be real, to be viable, certainly a credible, and we're watching it as closely as we can.
Now, to take this discussion further, we are being joined by Colonel Rich Outson. He is a senior fellow at the Atlantic Council and the Jamestown Foundation. Mr. Outson, thank you so much for joining us here on WION. I want to ask you, in case Iran launches an attack against Israel, how will it look on the ground?
Well, it's good to be with you. And let's keep in mind that the Iranians have developed significant what we call asymmetric capability, so that it wouldn't look like a ground invasion or a massive airstrike from a fleet of fixed-wing aircraft.
All right, now I'm going to stop it right there. Check out what this guy says, man. Damn it, man. Salakia. Check out what this guy's getting ready to say, all right? He says a few interesting things, all right? Because right now, you people think that it's only over there. It's only over there in the Middle East, that you ain't got to worry about nothing, all right? Look, man, it's going to affect you over here in the U.S. because you know that the U.S. is an ally to the state of Israel. So if Israel gets into some shit, the United States is going to back them up, man. Okay? It's going to draw all these other countries into this world war. You see? All right? But don't get it twisted. We always tell you that before it goes completely hot and nuclear, all right, which it will, the mark of the beast is going to have to be made mandatory, man. And this very well could be a catalyst to that, man. Like I said, the threats of T attacks here on U.S. soil could, make it a thing where they want to identify everybody by way of RFID microchip, man. That could be the new way of identification. Okay? You see? Because people are going to be so scared, they're gonna run to it. All right, these stupid ass Americans, man. But anyway, yeah, let's continue on. Check this out.
With human pilots, they can do a number of things. They can launch missiles from the Red Sea area. They can launch missiles from Hezbollah-controlled territory, where there's also IRGC working with them in southern Lebanon. They can attack through a number of different proxies. It may also be that an attack by Iran would not actually take place on Israeli territory per se. Some have speculated that given the fact that the precipitating attack by Israel against the IRGC general in Damascus was not against Iran in its own territory, but against an Iranian representation overseas, that the retaliation may resemble that or mirror that. And that could look like an attack against an Israeli facility, either a business or a diplomatic facility in, say, Europe, through a terror attack, or in the Gulf, or even in...
All right, did you hear that? You hear that? They're talking about T attacks. All right, you know what that T stands for. All right. And we knew that they were going to bring this, man. So Esau could be playing this up to his advantage to, scare you people into bowing the knee to take more of your freedoms away. Okay. And what you see, like I said, we'll see how it plays out. But they're saying that those Iranians could, use a proxy, all right, group, and take out attacks on other territories, man. not just the state of Israel, but it's like I said, it's embassies and other places, or even the U.S. man. Okay.
Azerbaijan.
Right, Colonel Outzen, it's very interesting you lay those facts out. Of course, it's very complicated to say anything for certain at this point. In case what you said does happen in those manner, what kind of a reaction can we expect from the United States?
Well, I would say if they do choose to attack against Israeli territory, it's a much higher probability that the United States would get directly involved in trying to deter, intercept, or punish such an attack. So, for instance, shortly after October 7th, we saw that the United States deployed several aircraft carriers to the eastern Mediterranean to deter Iran or Hezbollah, their proxy, from launching attacks from southern Lebanon. So I would.
All right, you see that right there? He said, the United States is going to take action, man, as they did before. All right. And this is just part of that prophecy that states that, those Israelis over there are going to, draw everybody into World War III. Let's get that precept really quick. Hold on. All right, here it is. The famous Jeremiah 49 and verse 20. It says, therefore, hear the counsel of the Lord Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, that he hath taken against Edom. All right, Edom being the so-called white man, the U.S. and, the 1948ers and also, those other Edomite countries. All right. And his purposes that he hath purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them. So the least of the flock, all right, that's referring to those Israelis, man, the 1948ers, all right, which is a tribe of Edom. And also Teman. Those are also those are the modern day Germans. But anyway, the point is in this particular prophecy right here is that they're going to draw the United States into this world war, man. And also these other countries. It says the least of the flock shall draw them out. Okay? It's happening.
Say that if we get early warning that there is, say, a launch of 100 sophisticated missiles, longer range missiles against Israeli territory, that you'd see some work by the United States to hit the launching sites potentially, or to help intercept the missiles. Of course, Israel has its own very sophisticated capabilities to do that. Now, if on the other hand, it's a terror attack somewhere in Europe, or a missile strike or airstrike against the facility in a third country, it'll be a slower response because the United States and Israel, of course, will have to consult with that third country to figure out what's the best way to get after it. I would say this, the escalatory threat of a direct U.S. attack on Iran or Iranian territory has not been put on the table. I think the Biden administration has been careful to avoid that so far. But if this is an egregious enough attack against an American facility, and we have to admit it's not just Israel that's a potential target here, America and American assets are also potential targets, then I think the Biden administration would have to take off the conditionality and say, okay, if this is a big enough attack on a sensitive enough target, this is not the end of it, and then we'll come after you on Iranian territory.
Of course, and then there's this other front. We know what's happening in Red Sea right now, where the Hezbollah has been consciously attacking any ship affiliated even closely with Israel, of course, and U.S. has been a victim of that. How do you put that into perspective when it comes to Iran and Israel?
Right. Well, so this is the Houthis as opposed to Hezbollah, but it's definitely part of a single campaign. The way I view it, and I'm not original in this thinking, but I subscribe to this thinking, is that Iran is actually fighting against Israel already on 4 or 5 different fronts. One of them happens to be with small-scale attacks from southern Lebanon via Hezbollah. One is...
All right, I'm going to stop it right there, okay? You see the point, man. You see the point. And look at these videos, man. This is the talk of the hour right now, man. War to break out at any moment. Okay? Look, this is what everybody's talking about. And it's the Lord stirring up the pot, man. Okay? Let's get a few more precepts. We're going to close it out. All right? So more war scriptures right here. All right? Because they're all throughout the Bible, man. All right? Joel chapter 3 and verse 10. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. What is that talking about? That's talking about these other quote unquote weaker nations. All right? Coming against the powers that be, man, America and the beast system. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Because in times past, these other countries weren't capable of standing toe to toe with America, man. All right. And now they're stepping up to the bully, man. The Lord has caused them to have different military capabilities through his allies. All right. Russia being one of the major allies of some of these countries like, Iran. All right. So if the United States attacks Iran, it could very well be that Russia steps in at that point, man. You see, it was going to get crazier from there on out, But anyway, that's what's going on right now. All these other countries are standing up against America, man. They're beating their plowshares or their agricultural resources into resources of war, man. Weaponry. They're putting their money towards, going into this war, man. All right. That's what's going on, man, as prophesied. So all these nations are standing up against America. It's going to, result in, war, man. All right. Matthew chapter 10 verse 34. This is Lord Yahweh Shai speaking. All right. Who the world ignorantly calls Jesus. And he says, think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. Okay. And the sword going into destruction, man, and judgment. And this was coming, the judgment of you heathens, man, for what you did unto the nation of Israel, man. All right. You get ready to pay for all that shit you've done. All right. In the form of World War III taking place and you being destroyed in the midst of it. This is the time where these damn devils get destroyed, man. Okay, they're not going to win this war. They're going to lose, man. All right? And Yahweh Shai is bringing war, man. He's not bringing peace. Okay, you people out there, man, that are in these Christian churches, you think that you can pray this away. Nah, man. You're not going to go against the prophecy that's already written. The Lord is bringing his war because it's his will to fulfill his prophecies. You got people out there praying for Israel and shit. Like, man, they have no idea what's going on, man. You cannot sidestep prophecy. It's going to play out exactly how the scripture says it's going to play out. So your best bet as an Israelite, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, is to repent and get in order and humble yourselves before the Almighty, man. So that you can be protected in these times of war that are coming upon the earth, man. And America will be dragged into it. There will be drafts, military drafts, all right? And yeah, it's going down. It's in a time of peace.
But first, as we know Robin would have insisted, the news. Warning signs are flashing red throughout the Middle East and beyond tonight as Israel and the U.S. await a possible Iranian response to the attack on its consulate last week in Damascus, Syria. That Israeli airstrike killed one of Iran's senior military leaders, and the Islamic Republic has vowed vengeance. Following it all is Nick Schifrin, who joins us now. It's good to see you, Nick. So how great is the concern, and what exactly are the U.S. and Israel bracing for?
A senior administration official tells me tonight that the concern is, quote, very high. U.S. and Israeli officials are preparing for strikes by Iran and Iran's proxies inside Israel. And Iran, Jeff, has never attacked Israel with kinetic weapons before. One U.S. official tells me the attack is likely to be, quote, bigger than usual. Another U.S. official tells me the timing of the attack could be, quote, by the end of the weekend. But I will say that another official from a different branch of government is telling me that the assessment is more that Iranian proxies by themselves would attack Israel or its assets in the region. And so clearly there are ongoing assessments of what could happen. But all the officials agree that the most likely scenario we're talking about is Iranian missiles or Iranian-made missiles and drones attacking inside Israel and or attacks on Israel outside of Israel property. And to show how seriously the U.S. is taking this, the U.S. Embassy in Israel yesterday announced that U.S. government employees and their families would be restricted from traveling outside of Jerusalem, Tel Aviv, or the southern city of Beersheba. Those are the places, by the way, that Israeli Iron Dome and missile defense are strongest. And today, President Biden said an attack would be, quote, sooner than later.
What is your message to Iran in this moment?
Don't. We are devoted to the defense of Israel. We will support Israel. We will help defend Israel, and Iran will not succeed.
The show of U.S. military support came most visibly today from General Eric Kurilla, commander of U.S. Central Command. You can see him there on the left. He oversees all U.S. troops in the region. He met with Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant, and Gallant said that the two of them discussed, quote, readiness for an Iranian attack against the state of Israel. As for Iran, Jeff, it has made very clear it will respond to Israel's attack on Damascus, including a threat posted on the website of Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei.
Attacking our consulate is like attacking our soil. This is commonly agreed around the world. The malicious regime has made a wrong move in this case. It should be punished, and it will be punished.
So there you go, man. You see it, man. So sit tight, man. Things are getting stirred up, man. All right. We're not in the time to be, with your head in the clouds, man. All right. Listen to the prophets of the Lord, man. Find who the true prophets are. All right. And listen to the message, man, because the message that we bring is not from ourselves. It's from the scriptures, and it's from Yahweh Bashmi Awashai. We're telling you things are turning up. So repent, man. Let's get a few more precepts. I'm going to close it. All right, here we have 1 Corinthians chapter 14 and verse 8. For if the trumpet give an uncertain sound, who shall prepare himself to the battle? All right. And who are the trumpets? All right. That's the prophets. We're sounding the alarm in the earth. We're telling you what's going on. All right. According to prophecy, man. We're in the very last seconds of this age ran by Esau, even the so-called white man. And we know he's going out with violence, right? World War III. That's the end of this damn devil's rulership. And we're showing you in the news, all right, that these prophecies are faithful and true, man. But we're not out here, talking about no party Passovers. We're not telling Israel to relax and to just chill and to, try to build homesteads and all that bullshit, man. Look, we're telling you to prepare, man. Danger is at hand, okay? You see, we're preparing Israel for this battle that's coming, this spiritual battle, man. It's going to actually turn physical. Okay. All right. We're telling you that your only defense is Yahweh Bashmi Awashai. All right. So we're letting you know what it is, man. While these other groups are talking about a bunch of bullshit. But I'm going to end it with this right here. All right. I don't want to make this too long. It's the book of Job, chapter 5, verse 20, one of my favorites. And it says, in famine, he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. All right, the sword being those killing instruments, man, whether they be guns by these soldiers, whether it be tanks, missiles, nuclear missiles. All right, the Lord's going to protect us from all these things, man, from these famines that are coming. Because when war goes on, all right, a lot of the food supply is redirected to the soldiers, man, the fighting efforts, man. So you regular citizens that aren't in the military, all right, it's going to be a choke on your food supply, man. War brings famine and people starving to death, man. Okay, look at those Palestinians over there starving to death, man. Kids, women, children, you know what I'm saying? Well, kids are children, you know what I'm talking about. They starving over there, man. Go look that up, all right? Because of the war that's taking place. So it's going to come to American Babylon the Great. But the Lord said he's going to protect us. He's going to redeem us from these things, man. This is why you must seek Yahweh Bashmi Awashai while he may be found, man. You don't want to get caught out there without the protection of the Lord, man. All right? So, hey, shit is ramping up. Get your mind right. Know what time we're in, man. All right? And seek the Lord Yahweh Bashmi Awashai. I mean, right there, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach and who rule well, who taught us this truth through the power and spirit of Yahweh Bashmi Awashai. We'll see what comes of this situation, man. A lot of things could pop off from this incident right here that's going on over there with the state of Israel and those Iranians, man. All right? Stay prayed up. Shalom.